Hey folks, this is Mr. Lessard coming to you with some information about your food scarcity assignment. So by now you should have read this article from News ELA about food scarcity in poor neighborhoods. One of the highlights of this article is about bacteria growth due to poor temperature control in these markets. And we're going to investigate that a little further with this assignment, which is called Bacterial Growth, Temperature versus Time. The first thing that we start out with is a data table. And when we're thinking about data tables, we always want to look at them one column, one row at a time. We really only get XY data, like the data from a math equation, from a data table like this. And in this case, we can see our graph is going to represent time as the X and bacteria cells in millions as the Y. And so these numbers are in millions of bacteria. You can see that at 0 hours, every sample of bacteria starts out with the same amount, 100 million bacteria, which in terms of bacteria, that's actually not a lot. As we go on in time, those numbers change, and they change at different rates. And so we're going to be plotting these as points on a graph. And I've already gone ahead and I've plotted these points for the bacteria present at 15 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and show those to you. It's hard to see, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for you. But here are the dots. And I'll show you how I made them. Oops. Show you how I made them with the draw function. And so I've given you a key, a color key, because there's going to be multiple lines, multiple sets of data on this graph. And so I'll go ahead and I'll start the 200 degrees Fahrenheit data as well, which, as we can see, starts off in the same place as our 15 degrees, at 0 as our X coordinate and 100 as our Y coordinate. And so I look at my Y coordinate, and this is 1,000, which is bigger than 100, obviously. So we need to be sure that we're not getting confused by that scale. And so I have red, which is the color that has been designated by the key, and I clicked it, and I'm now clicking the draw, and I can make points on my graph. And we can see that what happens to the red, if we went back to the data table, we would see that at 2 hours, its value actually goes down to 0, which is why I'm going to put this red dot even lower than our first red dot. And we're going to go through the data. We're going to get some lines. We see that our bacteria actually started out at 100 million and dropped really quickly down to 0. And stayed at 0. And these other data sets are going to provide you some other information. Mostly, it's going to be a little bit higher and different than this, but you're going to be graphing the blue, the green, and the yellow lines using the data that's here. If the black and the red data is not already on your form, then go ahead and do it as you saw I did it. Use that to sort of practice and get yourself oriented to the grid. Once you're done with that, you're going to move on to some questions. Number 4 is especially important. You are going to be synthesizing some information from the article and from this data. So you're going to kind of put it all together. So as you work through this, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to your teacher and get some stuff cleared up. But overall, hopefully this was helpful, and good luck with the assignment. Thank you.